time is it?
That would be 1 o'clock in the morning.
It is 1 o'clock in the morning, everybody.
On Sunday, 1 a.m.
First of all, we're going to give a shout out to the Astro Arts. That's ASTROARTZ. This guy does killer intros. Look him up. He's in our box.
Now, for you folks on Twitter, that's EDES01, the Cynic's Quarter, Joker Josh 83, and Zion 385. As always, making the UFC fights entertaining because you talk shit with me all night long.
Yeah, George was loving it tonight.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to the people that we don't really give a fuck about, that would be trolls. George, can you define what an internet troll is for all these people out here? And I'm sure everybody out there knows what it is.
I'll make it real easy. His name is 4, the number 4, Ever Bullet. There, troll. Look him up. Watch his comments. They're useless. No, seriously, here's the best part. You guys make these fucking Billy badass comments, and then Kevin and I say something back, and you disappear.
Right.
Or you come back to your senses and start acting like a normal, sensible human being, and you actually comment on the video. And here's another thing. For you douchebags who actually think we're going to show the real video of the fight, we're not going to. So stop watching right now. Right now, if you think you're going to see it.
Just click the fuck off, because we're not going to fucking lose our partnership.
No.
Show a fucking video of the fight that you can go find on some fucking other internet site. Just go find and come back here and fucking
comment on the
fucking video. Not us, and not how we don't lift weights. Actually, we don't lift weights. That was another thing. You guys probably never go to the gym. You see that guy in the background? Yes, that's me. 5 years ago.
But still.
It's still me. Now, I know what you guys are thinking when you're looking at the picture in the background. You're thinking this. You're thinking, did you take steroids? Did you take growth hormone? And absolutely. Buckets of them. You know what? And with that being said, I just want to say one more thing. I am not a role model. Okay. Let's move on.
Yeah, because we're not even... We planned on reading Forever Bullet. We planned on reading your comments. But here, wait. See this?
This is it. Jimmy, do you want to wipe your ass?
Fuck him!
Oh my God! Jimmy! Oh shit! Jimmy said fuck him. That's how much we don't give a fuck about you, Forever Bullet. So suck a dick. Anyway, moving on to the NBA trades.
Dude, there were some teams that were busy.
Super busy. And we're going to talk about probably the biggest and the most talked about trade was basically the Knicks acquiring Carmelo Anthony, Chauncey Billups, who still can run the point at 36 years old, Sheldon Williams, Ronaldo Balkman, Anthony Carter, who's a guard, and Corey Brewer. And the Nuggets in this deal,
they bulked up.
Got Gallinari, who is good. They got Chandler, Feldon, Mozgov, Kuzbos, a first-round pick of 2014.
I'd like to buy a Valve.
Right.
An E.
I mean, there's so much shit. I mean, they got the Warriors' second round in 2012 and 13, and they got $3 million in cash. And the Timberwolves got Eddie Curry and basically Anthony Randolph. That was a huge three.
Now, with all of that said, in your opinion, which team came out on top? Right now, not down the road. Right now, which team do you think came out on top?
I think the Nuggets. I think because I think the Knicks need to get a little bit more. Is the deal good? I think the deal's good for both teams, but the Nuggets all of a sudden have depth. Mm-hmm. And everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, motherfucker, you crazy, man? Carmelo, man, fuck that." I mean, because now you saw what they did to the Celtics the other night, and the Celtics were short-handed, but now the Nuggets are deep. They never had a bench. And they've got a great coach in George Karl. I think they're going to be I think they're going to start giving people a little bit of trouble.
Now that leads us to our next trade, which has the Nets getting Duran. I just got a Hall of Fame coach fired from Utah, Williams. And the Jazz get Devin Harris, Derek Favors, 2 first-round picks, and $3 million in cash. I'm not even going to ask you which team came out on top on this one because the Nets got to try to find a re-sign Darren Williams or Duran or however the fuck you say your name.
Yeah.
Good luck, Chuck.
The one thing about the Jazz's GM, he is great about rebuilding and replacing what he loses. And you know what? He did it again. So I think the Jazz came out on top with that.
Now we have one team from LA, not the Lakers. That would be the Clippers. The Clippers decided to go over to LeBron's old team. That would be the Cavaliers, and let's make a trade.
Right.
Clippers get Mo Williams and Jamario Moon. The Cavaliers get Baron Davis and a 2011 first-round pick.
Yeah.
And let's face it. Clippers first-round pick might be kind of high. I don't know if it'll be a lottery pick, but it might be.
It could be pretty high. But I think this is probably an even trade.
Think so?
I think it probably breaks even. I don't think either team.
But Mo Williams has a track record of disappearing when the playoffs come around.
It's true, and I mean,
Baron Davis is old.
Baron Davis is old, and they'll probably try to get rid of him and do something else. But I think for both, the Cleveland Cavaliers have to rebuild. I mean, they just have to completely rebuild.
So one player makes that much of a difference?
Well, I mean, they got to start getting drafted. You guys have to follow us to know what George is getting at. Anyway, what's the next one?
On to, in my opinion, the most lopsided, nonsensical, dumb trade out there. And yes, I actually do follow basketball. I play dumb on the show, but I watch a little bit. The Celtics acquired Jeff Green and Nenard Kristak.
Don't try to say that shit.
Yeah, whatever.
Kill yourself.
And the Thunder acquire Kendrick Perkins and Nate Robinson. Okay,
Right.
Nate Robinson, who cares? You threw him in because he probably fit in Kendrick Perkins' suitcase.
Right.
But
the thing is this. I mean, and I think most analysts are going to go out there and say, you know what, the Celtics fucked up. I mean, maybe they're thinking, okay, now we're going to have to eventually start rebuilding this dynasty because we've got so much money we're putting out and we've got such an old team. But the bottom line is this: the only thing that they had as an advantage in the East, they got rid of. They got rid of the big men. Shaq is fucking just banged up. He hasn't been doing shit. Jermaine O'Neal's been hurt. And then you had Kendrick Perkins, and you ship him out. And you know what? That's the only advantage you had against the Heat. And now, Oklahoma, and being a Los Angeles Laker fan, I'm scared of Oklahoma. I'm scared of, I mean, you were
the state? Like, you're scared of the people that live there?
tornadoes and all them old country motherfuckers, man. I'm sorry if y'all from Oklahoma, but suck my dick.
Wow! We just lost all three of our viewers in Oklahoma.
Well, there goes everybody from Oklahoma. I'm just fucking with y'all motherfuckers.
No, he's not. He really wants you to suck it. Now, on to the next four teams. Let's be honest. The Bobcats aren't going to do anything. Portland gave up the world, in my opinion, to get Gerald Wallace. Why? You gave up 2 first-round draft picks and 3 players. That's a little much for Gerald Wallace. In other words, you're making your run this year, or you just gave up your whole team. The Rockets and Grizzlies, let's face it, you two aren't doing anything. So that trade, read about it on ESPN.
Now, with all that being said, let's go to the voice that doesn't have a face. Jimmy, who do you have now after all the trades going to the finals?
I got the Heat, and I got the Lakers.
Damn. I like Jimmy, man. He's thinking.
Because he's from Oklahoma?
No, he's not from Oklahoma, man.
I just figured he was from Oklahoma and you like because you suck your dick.
See, man, Jimmy,
I don't know.
up, man.
Now,
anyway, okay.
We ventured out of Kevin's nice house that somebody commented on.
Yes.
To go see UFC 127 tonight.
Wow.
I've noticed in the past, because I'll be the first person to tell you on paper when a card sucks, this would have been one of them. And after watching the card...
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't pay for the shit. We went over to my boy's house. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys how it is. Fuck all that shit. I'm glad I didn't pay for it, because usually I'll spring for the fight. But if I sprung for this shit, I would have been mad as shit with some pizza sauce on the side of my mouth.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Fat kid got to it first.
Yeah, that's it. George and Jimmy fucked up all the pizza guys. But anyway.
Now, on a lighter note, for anyone who's never seen Brian Ebersol fight, that was entertaining. And he gave Lytle everything he could handle and then some. I mean, Chris Lytle in the first round looked composed. You know, just kind of pop. And then Ebersol was like, I'm going to do what this arrow says and get up, son.
Yeah, dude, the guy had an arrow shape on his thing. Basically, we thought the arrow, when we initially saw him come out with the arrow shape on his body, we thought it was like, this is the target, hit my face. Because the shit was pointing towards his face. But you know what? We got to take our foot out of our mouth, because when he replaced, can you help me out here, Jim?
Carlos Condit.
Thank you. That's why we have Jimmy, because George and I are all fucked up with that shit.
See, if we ever have a radio show, it'll be Jimmy who's saving us.
Right. Carlos Condit, when he replaced Carlos Condit, we were like, who the fuck's Ebersol? Who the fuck's Ebersol? We had no idea what it was. We kind of disrespected him.
He came to the ring with headgear on. Come on.
Yeah.
He's like the kid on the back of the short bus licking the windows.
But that motherfucker was bad.
Yeah, he was. He's very entertaining. And let me tell you right now, that dude will fight in the UFC for a very long time. Will he fight for a belt? Probably not.
Right.
But he'll be one of these guys as filler on a card like tonight.
Yeah, he looked great. Now, moving on to the next bout.
Dennis Sievert gave Stropolopoulos a run for his money. I mean,
he's giving him some knock worse, and you almost gave him some knockout worse. Because he's from Germany, shorty. Like my jokes?
No.
Well, look, Lick a lot of puss didn't like him either, because he was not doing too hot.
Sievert had great takedown defense and used it. I mean, Stropolopoulos needs to learn how to wrestle and needs to learn how to do a shit. Jorge, that's what we're calling him, George. George needs to learn how to shoot in like a wrestler and take a man down. And I think he would have beat Sievert, but he couldn't Because that one trying to do an ankle pick, Seaver's like, bing, bing.
And with all that being said, it's not about what Lickalautopus could not do, because the guy is fucking nasty. It just looked like Seaver just was on top of his game. He just was stuffing his takedown. I mean, when he was trying to shoot in, he was just stuffing him. He just looked like a much stronger guy.
And he was.
Mm-hmm. Now, that was his first loss.
Yes.
In the
UFC. Now, on to the Count. Michael the Count Bisping. Obviously.
The Count?
Yeah, that's his nickname. Michael the Count Bisping.
Do they really call that nigga the Count?
Yeah, that is his nickname. Am I right?
That is his nickname.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
And y'all think I don't know about MMA. What? Anyway, Michael the Count Bisping ended up winning. Obviously, there was a whole lot of bad blood going into this. Jorge said something that Michael Bisping didn't like, and then Bisping probably came out with the quote of the year. I'm a sensitive man. What? Dude, you're a fighter. Don't be a puss.
Fighters kiss each other sometimes, so they can be like that.
Now, here's the question I want. In all honesty,
okay.
And if somebody could answer this for me,
please
anyone.
Do. Right.
Who is a Michael Bisping fan, and why? And don't say just because.
Put it on the comment board.
Yeah, just don't say because he's your hometown fighter. Please come with something better.
And don't call us a bunch of whack Americans if you're fucking over, you're over across the Atlantic and stuff. We just want to know.
Yeah, seriously.
Because I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to cut George off. Stop. Hammer time. But anyway, the British fighters, the fights. I like Ross Pearson, man. I fucking love that guy. But you know what? I don't fucking like Michael Bisping. And you know what? If somebody's gonna get mad at me, I'm gonna just have to tell you niggas to suck the gilly, man. And I'm sorry, but I just don't like Bisping.
And here's the amazing thing. Out of everyone I spoke to on Twitter tonight, only one person liked him, and because he said British pride. So okay, you're prideful because you're home fighter. Gotta come with something better than that.
He's just
no power, man. No jaw. He hit dude with an illegal knee. And for you folks out there who don't think that didn't make a difference, dude, Jorge was out of it.
Yeah.
That mug was seriously.
I love Ross Pearson, man. That guy's got a good attitude, but just Bisping's just. Yeah. What do you think, Jimmy?
Douchebag.
Jimmy's on the roll.
So in any way, for you folks out there who are Bisping fans, please let us know why. I just want to know why. Now,
right.
on to the main event. On to the reason why the UFC wanted you to shell out $50. Now it's $54 here in the States. It's not $49 anymore. They bumped it up a whopping $5.
Right.
Dicks.
Yeah.
This is the fight we put a 6-pack. Kind of. What are you drinking for $54? That's a 6-pack.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Dude, that'd be 3,000 Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Motherfuckers were bad back in the day, son.
What, 78?
White Jonah, nigga. So
anyway, BJ Penn faced the Jon Fitch guy, Jesus God, you are such a rotten fighter to watch.
Rotten fighter to watch. But guys, before you guys jump on George's back, just because some of the fights can be boring sometimes, but the guy's a phenomenal fighter. All the fights can be boring sometimes.
That man is allergic.
Movies are great. Because did you see Red yet? No. Why you sleeping on me, man? Red is great. Y'all go check out John Malcolm.
Jon Fitch is allergic to finishing a fight.
Hmm?
He's allergic to finishing a fight.
He wasn't allergic to Morgan Freeman.
Did he fuck
him?
There
wasn't a whole scene. No, they didn't fuck.
Oh. Anyway, BJ Penn went into the ring, and this is hands down why BJ Penn's my favorite fighter in the entire universe. He doesn't care about weight. He doesn't care about size. Nope. He's like, you want me to fight him? All right, I'll go fight. Unlike a certain Canadian who's like, I need 6 months to put on weight before I move up a weight class. Fuck you, you Canuck. Suck up, be a man, fight at 185, and stop toying around at 170
George
class.
didn't really mean to say that to all
No,
Canadian
fuck that. Yes, I did. Fuck him.
There goes all our Canadian.
I don't care. No, seriously. You want to back him, but that's bullshit. Right. Dude, you don't need 6 months to put on weight. Stop being a bitch. Fight at 185. 6 months to put on weight. Cry me a fucking river.
I do. I agree with
BJ
George.
Penn fought Machida at 240 pounds.
Right.
What did he say? I need 6 months to put on weight.
See, I do. I have to agree with George because I respect the fact that BJ Penn just says, you know what, I'll just fight you. I'll just fight you. I don't give a fuck. I don't have to take time to slowly make my body a refined 185 pounds. I don't give a fuck. I'm 155 pounds, and I'll fight a 205 pound man at light heavyweight and take him to decision.
And it showed you tonight, BJ Penn got fucked up in the third round. Right. BJ Penn thought he lost the fight. And you know what? I could see it going that way.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's probably getting toward the end of BJ Penn's career.
But you know what? He said he could go out there after the fight and say, you know what? He said, he goes, I got my butt whipped the third round. He said basically he thought he won the fight. But you know what? He's like, he could admit it.
Right.
Where so many people were like, you could see that BJ Penn was stunned that he won the.
Yeah. It got to a draw. Actually, he looked very dejected. He was upset. But with that said, the UFC 127 card was, as somebody said, my catchphrase.
Now, I would like to get this a little interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because now, Jimmy, the mouth, he used to be like, what's that wrestler? Who was the mouth of the South? What was it?
Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart! But it's not Jimmy Hart, but it's Jimmy, our mouth of the South. Jimmy likes GSP. What do you think about George's comments? Seriously.
I mean, I agree with him, but I want to see that fight. And it's going to at least be 6 months until it happens.
Right.
The earliest it's going to happen is November.
Now, what do you think about GSP with the whole weight issue, like taking the time to have to move up to middleweight? Do you think he should be? I mean,
no. If he walks around at 190 something, I don't see why he can't get in shape and fight.
Right. See, that's the one thing I think a lot of people, and that is, you know what, we love you guys in Toronto, Montreal, and Quebec, but I do have a problem with that. Why don't he just fight him? Don't let him.
I don't know. And here's a perfect